Hello and welcome to the PW Mania interview. Joining me today is a former ECW heavyweight champion, a former WCW US champion, former NWA world champion, and a former WWE hardcore champion. Held that title numerous times. Very happy to welcome to the show the one and only Raven. Raven, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, so the WWE hardcore title, just want to get into that. You held that about 30 times, I think, right?
Yeah, they said 27, but it was actually 39. But
39. Okay. Did you hold the title more than one day, or was always you would win it the first one day and then
I
lose it the
don't
same day?
remember.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember.
All right. So actually let's get into something I know you wanted to rebut. Recent interview we did with Tommy Dreamer. He said your health isn't the best and he said you can't wrestle anymore. I'm gonna let you respond to those comments by Tommy Dreamer, and I'm gonna ask, how is your health?
Well, that's fine. Honestly, like I think what the problem was is in his interview, Tommy lives in a work shoot world. Like it's a half work, half shoot to him. And in his mind, Raven and Dreamer really went to summer camp together and fought over Beulah. And he was triumphant because he married her, I guess.
Okay.
Um, but the he meant I think what he meant to come across and say is that I can't wrestle because I just had my knees replaced and I'm going to have my shoulder replaced this year, so I can't wrestle now, and it'll be at least a year of recovery for my shoulder replacement. So that's why. And then he added the working part where he's like, I don't know if I gave him a caused damage from the chair shot heard around the world, so half shooting, half working. But if that one chair shot was what gave me brain damage, I mean, if I had brain damage, I mean, I'm sure I had some damage. Obviously,
Okay.
I think all wrestlers do from all the chair shots and head and drugs we take.
Okay.
But you know, but to bounce it to one to make it seem like um, that I have brain damage, like excessive brain damage, where it's affecting my life, which it doesn't. And obviously, you can see I'm clear headed. And he started
Mhm.
talking about boxers and how boxers, when they start out there, you can't watch boxing movies because or videos because they start out clear speaking, but then they start slurring their words at the end of their career. And somehow all that got boxed in together, and it came across like that's what was happening to me. And I know he didn't mean it that way. He was just trying to capitalize on the storyline that he's telling for Impact, where he's, trying to, I guess, forsake hardcoreness or to an extent or something. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't followed it, but I was going to have him rebut it, and just retract it. But then I figured he wouldn't be able to explain it as clearly because he doesn't know my life like I know my life. You know what I mean?
Sure. Sure. So you're in good health. I think you were in the MLW Battle Riot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So how did that go? How did that go?
Yeah, that went great. I mean, I just wrestled the other night. I mean, 2 weeks ago. So I didn't do much because of my knees and my shoulder, but but that's all I wanted to get across. I really just wanted to, because I started getting calls from friends and family and bookers saying, "Are you going to be able to do shows? Are you okay?" And I felt it was. I know Tommy didn't mean for it to for that to happen, because he told me, and we talked about it, and then he was going to go. He was going to call you up and and retract everything, and make it clearer. But like I said, I'd rather do it myself, so you can see that I'm of clear, sound mind, and you know, and that I'm fine.
So you're in good health. So
Yeah, I'm in good health. Yeah,
all right, that's good
just
to
just
hear.
I'm just suffering injuries from my career. The shoulder replacement I've probably needed for 10, 15 years. I got my other. I haven't had a lot of big injuries, but I've had a couple. I
Okay.
herniated 3 discs in my lower back. Um, I had my left shoulder replaced in 2013, and it was so painful that I said, "That's it. I'm not getting the right one needed replacing too." But I'm like, I'm not getting that till I absolutely have to, and now I absolutely have to. Then I got the 2 knees replaced last year, and then I should be a perfectly healthy young man then, or old young man.
There you go.
Young
There
and
you,
young. I still feel like I'm 28 inside. You know,
there you
I'm
go.
58, but I feel 28, and I probably have the organs of a 78-year-old.
Okay. Okay. So there will be more matches involving Raven in the future.
Yeah, it'll be
Okay.
probably a year because I gotta let my shoulder. I'm gonna have to get my shoulder replaced and let it heal. But I'll be 59, 60 then, and
Okay.
I have to wrestle in that in at 60. I'm not gonna take any bumps. I never took any bumps before. Why should I start now?
Okay, but somebody's going to get hit with that even flow again in the future, right?
Right,
There you go.
exactly.
There you go. All right, that's
That's the
great
only
to hear.
place I made a mistake is I have to take a bump to give that finish. Like
Okay.
other than that, like I take very limited amounts of bumps. In my career, I always make them people get through my flunkies to get to me, and people said that I'm lazy. There are other wrestlers will tease me that I'm lazy, which I am, but it's also smart. Why take more bumps than you need? And I've been getting away with taking no bumps for the last 10 years of indie shows doing tag matches, and nobody's even noticed because it's all psychology. It's all smoke and
Mhm.
mirrors.
Okay, man. So how's the current relationship with Tommy Dreamer? I assume you guys are on a good relationship right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He whenever we talk, he says he loves me, but then he also says he hates me because of
Okay.
our. So he's living in a half work, half shoot reality.
So actually, Tommy Dreamer was
Which wait, hold on. That makes him sound like he's losing his mind, which he isn't. He just it's a more playful thing with him, you know what I mean? But he wants to believe. It's like Fox Mulder on what you would call it.
is that X-Files?
Yeah, and the X
X-Files,
Files.
yeah.
He has his poster. He has the poster says "I want to believe" with a spaceship. Well,
Sure.
Tommy should have a poster of two wrestlers going at it and saying "I want to believe" that it's
Okay.
real.
So what are your thoughts on the Tommy Dreamer Bully Ray feud? Two ECW guys going at it.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I know they love working with each other. I mean, the they're like best friends. So I mean, so it has all the good and bad that that entails.
So it's a good feud. The feud ended at Rebellion. Tommy Dreamer's team won. But you feuded with Tommy Dreamer back in ECW or way
We're
back
still
in EC.
feuding. We're still
Still feuding.
feuding
Okay, you're still feuding. So why do you think the feud between you and Tommy Dreamer has worked so well then and now and in the future?
because when we started, I told him I want you to be the yin to my yang, the opposite, the baby face to my heel. The evil to the good guy to my evil. And so I want you to do the same finish. I want you to hit the same pose. And then I came up with the storyline, the backstory, about Beulah and the romance in summer camp and all that. And
Sure.
so and then the fact that he couldn't beat me for 2 years,
Hmm.
you know, it grew a life of its own. Like ultimately, I mean, me and Sandman's storyline was probably much more creative and much more clever and
Hmm.
much more heartstring pulling. You know what I mean? Because I stole his wife and his kid.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
me and
I
Dreamer
remember.
live on. Like we're still me. Raven and Sandman doesn't have the same hold that Raven Dreamer does. Because Raven Dreamer, like it's just both getting over. Like me restarting my career as Raven, Tommy getting his career going as Tommy Dreamer, and it hits a nerve. You know what I mean? And it works. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we just have chemistry. It's
Yeah,
like Dusty and Terry Funk. We have
yeah.
chemistry. That just it's undeniable, and and we love hate each other. So it works out perfect.
Yeah, and I'm very fortunate that I got to watch that feud first run. I remember that feud well. It was one of my favorite feuds back then. One of my favorite feuds now, and you and Sandman as well. When you stole his wife and
Thank
kid,
you.
that was that was
Well,
uh,
I mean,
that was amazing.
the Dreamer thing. I mean, look, when I got inducted into the Impact Hall of Fame, I still had a DDT him. you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the feud doesn't end. We'll be 80 years old, snipping our IV bags in wheelchairs in an old age home when we're 80.
I look forward to that. I look forward to that. You'll be
I
hitting the
do
even
too.
flow.
I'm gonna run him over with my wheelchair.
Yeah, even flow from the wheelchair. Then that'll
Yes,
right out of
yes.
the. Here's a question that I've always wanted to ask you. I said if I ever get the chance to ask Raven, I'm gonna interview Raven. I'm gonna ask him this question. You defeated DDP 1998 for the WCW US title, only to lose it the next night to Goldberg. I was very disappointed at that. Did you
So
know it
was
was gonna?
I.
Did you know it was gonna be a 1-day reign?
No, I had
Okay.
no idea. It was very disappointing and disheartening too. Um, but it's a business. You know what I mean? I felt like sometimes they put the belt on somebody and they can elevate it. Sometimes they put the belt on the guy and it doesn't, and it devalues it. And sometimes it's just neither. They're just it doesn't do anything for it. It doesn't hurt it. It doesn't. Whereas I felt like I could have elevated it. I felt like not that Goldberg didn't, you know what I mean, because he was in the jetpack. You know what I mean. He had to rocket up his ass,
That's true.
which he deserved because he was over. Whether he could work or not, it doesn't even make a difference. He could draw money. And he did. But I felt like that he didn't need it, and I could have used it at that point. But ultimately, I felt like when I thought about it, I'm like, all right, you know what? I don't really need it because my character is so unique that I'm going to get over anyway. Despite bad booking decisions or good booking decisions or any booking decisions, I'm going to get over regardless. And that's what I've always counted on myself. Like I've always said to anybody that, when I want to get a job somewhere, when I started, I said, give me 3 weeks. That's it. All I need is 3 weeks to get over. If you don't think I have value, then get rid of me.
So when did you find out that you were going to drop the title that night or?
That night, yeah.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I remember watching. I was disappointed. I was like, "Don't take the title off Raven." I was expecting like a 2-3 month reign, but well, what can you do? I was disappointed. Just as disappointed as you were.
Instead, they rained on your parade.
Yeah, there you go.
Instead of a 3 month reign, it was a rain on your parade.
There you go. There you go. That wasn't very. I remember how unhappy I was. But you're with MLW now, head of the calling. Why did you choose Ricky Shane Page and Akira? What did you see in those two?
Um, I didn't pick them, but I'm glad I got them.
Okay.
Like usually you have people foisted upon you. That can be good, that can be bad, could be neither. In this case, I think it's a great thing. I think they're both really talented, and I think I can, and I have been, and I think I can help give them advice to improve their work and to help them career wise. Like there's a match Ricky Shane Page had with Jacob Fatu that I don't know when it airs, probably in a couple weeks.
Okay.
What a match it is! Like it's a hardcore match. I mean, they use all kinds of props and weapons, but it is a crazy. I mean, it's such a good match, And Jacob Fatu is a hell of a talent. All the Samoans are.
Yeah.
That's a Samoan. Is there any bad Samoan workers?
I can't think of any. I grew up with Afro and Sika. So those guys were awesome. But I don't think there are any bad Samoan workers. So I know you want to keep this short, so I'll ask you one more question. And I asked Tommy Dreamer this. I'll ask you, WrestleMania is going to be in Philly next year. Are you hoping for a WWE Hall of Fame induction?
I'm not expecting that to happen.
Why not? How come? Why not?
I don't think they see me that way. I don't think Vince sees me that way. And obviously, if he saw me in that light, he would have used me better. When I was there. So, yeah, that's not happening. I would almost bet everything I own, that I'm not going to be inducted this year or any year in the future. And I think that's why the Impact thing means a lot to me. Also, the Impact thing, they only do one person a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that means a lot too, because you're not doing 5-6 people or, half a dozen. Well, I guess 5 or 6 is half a dozen.
I know I said that was the last question, but I wanted. Do you think you'll be back in Impact Wrestling anytime soon? Think we can see Raven back in Impact Wrestling?
I would say maybe, probably, but not because but definitely not. See, maybe, probably if I wasn't getting my shoulder replaced, but since I'm getting it replaced, I don't think I'll be there anytime soon because, that's a shit recovery.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, Raven, it was an absolute pleasure and an honor speaking with you today. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And I'd love if you could come back on the show again one
Yeah, I
day.
will. I
That'd be
will.
great. So I just want to say good luck in the future. Good luck with the recovery. And I'm glad you're in good health. And thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks.
Hey, take care. Bye bye.